Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next stream of Sportswire. Today we have the pre-match show of Chelsea versus Brighton. A pre-match review. We'll have to analyze who are going to be the playing 11. We'll also talk something around the transfer topics that are going rounds at the Chelsea Football Club right now. But before all that, you know what comes. Hey guys, so here we are for the Chelsea versus Brighton match preview happening at the Stamford Bridge. Sorry, guys, I lost a bit of track there. Anyways, so like I told you, Chelsea versus Brighton, we'll have to analyze how the match is going to be, what is going to take place, what are the specifics that we have to deal or delve into details. From the outside perspective, this is what I'm going to tell you. It's not going to be an easy game. Brighton do not have that sort of a great record against top teams, but then they proved that they can defend, right? And at the same time, the problem that they have is pretty much like Chelsea's squad, where we have trouble against playing, scoring goals. The same kind of trouble is what even they are facing right now. So, to be honest with you, I'm not predicting that much of a high score line in this game, but it will definitely be an interesting game, especially after what we had yesterday. Liverpool dropping points against Leicester City, which we did not expect, but it happened. Leicester City have won in their home ground, MX King Power Stadium, against Liverpool, which means that now Chelsea has an opening to go to the second spot. If we win this game, we will be above Liverpool in the table. Of course, Liverpool will still have a match in hand, but the pressure will be on them and it will not be on us to win the game. Having said that, we also have another match with Liverpool in the month of January. That'll be our first game. So first game of the new year. So once that happens, and if we are able to pick up a win there, then Liverpool definitely are in a trouble. Again, you can still argue that Liverpool will still have one more match in hand, but that puts a lot of pressure on Liverpool if we go 6 points clear by them. Having said all that, it's time for us to look into what we have for the Chelsea versus Brighton. I'll quickly share my screen. We'll get this started. All right, when you look at the head to head, of course, Brighton has not won against Chelsea ever. Okay. And which means that we have a very good record against them. But also, you have to think about this. We've also drew two matches against Brighton. So, Brighton historically has been a very weak team, right? But that's not the case now. They've started improving. This season, they've been very good. So, it is definitely going to be an interesting game with Trossard having a very good form. Apart from that, Lamptey as well is in very good form. So these people, when they are in form, it's going to be difficult for us to pull one over them. Nevertheless, the win head-to-head record states that we have 3 home wins and away wins over Brighton, and we picked up 2 draws. So out of the total 8 meetings that we had with Brighton in the past in Premier League, we won 3 of them. Sorry, we won 6 of them, and we've drawn 2 of them. That's an interesting fact, and that definitely is a positive sign for um, Chelsea Football Club going into the game. Now let's talk a bit about the stats as well in this game. Sorry, not the stats. We talk about the availability of both the players. First, let's talk about the Chelsea team availability. We've got Mendy available, Kepa as well available, Rudiger, Marcus Alonso, Christensen, Thiago Silva is not available, Trevor Chalobah is available, Chilwell is available. Oh, sorry, Chilwell is not available. Reece James is available. Aspilicueta, Sarr are available. Xavier Muyamba, I'm not sure if he's available or not, but then he's from the academy and he's been selected for the Premier League squad to fill in the void as and when it is required. I'm guessing he will be available. On the midfielders front, Jorginho is available. Kante has been training with the squad from yesterday, which means that he is actually fit, but I'm still not sure if he is fit for 90 minutes. So that's something that we'll have to wait and see on how Tuchel is going to draft this particular midfield. Mateo Kovacic is available for the game. Christian Pulisic seems to be available. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is out. He's not available. Saul Niguez is available. Ross Barkley available. Mason Mount, yes. Hakeem Ziyech available. Kai Havertz available. Xavier Simmons, Harvey Vale, Charlie Webster, Lewis Hall, all from academy, and all of them seem to be available for today. So positive signs in terms of the midfielders. Mason Mount is available, guys. Okay, and now we'll talk about forwards. Romelu Lukaku available. Timo Werner not available. Callum Hudson-Odoi available. Jude Sinsep Bell, or a lot of a fan base likes to call Spoon Bell. Yeah, he's available. So yeah, that is in terms of our squad's availability. I'm not sure about the Brighton availability, but as if I get a chance to look at it, I'll let you know. All right. So that's on the squad availability. We definitely have to go through the lineup, but I thought before that we'll also have some conversation around what was talked in the Thomas Tuchel press conference as well. The conference was not for long. He did say that Brighton are a very demanding team to play against, and it's going to be very difficult to play against them. That we all know. Brighton is not going to be an easy place for us to pick up a win. But if we are able to, that's a good thing. All right. And we have to win these sorts of games if we have to start challenging for the title. Guys, like as usual, I don't want to be having this conversation as a monologue. I always open the stream for others as well to come in and have your say, which I've done now as well. The link is in the chat window. We are live on Sportswire Facebook channel. We are live on the YouTube channel as well, and Twitter as well. So if you want to hop on to the channel, all that you have to do is just click on that link. You will be directed to a StreamYard link. Just enter your name, connect your microphone, connect your video, and you'll be directly in the stream. And you can directly talk to me, and then you can probably help me select the 11 as well. Having said all that, some of the stats that I wanted to just bring up in this game, for this game, the Chelsea versus Brighton game. So let's probably look at how they previously aligned themselves as well, right? Chelsea, you know how Chelsea aligned, but in terms of Brighton, how they were aligning themselves the previous game. They played a 4-1-2-1-2. All right, they played a 4-1-2-1-2. A bit different, but then that's what the lineup they have started with. So Sanchez was the goalkeeper. Lamptey, Webster, Byrne, Cucurella, back four. Lallana, the captain. Imepu, McAllister, Morder, Maupe, Trossard, and so and so. Almighty Blues have joined the stream. He says that, hi, VJ, kind of multitasking, but listening to you, bro. Big up. Thank you, Almighty Blue, a regular supporter of the channel. Good to have you on the stream as usual. Hopefully, the audio and everything is very clear for you. We've definitely worked on a lot of improvements in getting the stream up and running. Hopefully, you can see the difference from what we've done in the past 2 months. But there you go. So this is the lineup that they played with, a 4-1-2-1-2, which means most of their attack came through the center of the pitch. They're not so strong on the wing side of it, except for Lamptey trying, time and again coming through that right flank for Brighton. But they're usually a team which concentrates their players on the center of the pitch. It's all good. Thank you, bro. Having said that, let's probably look at some of the other stats as well for Brighton this season. The most starts for them has been Trossard, 17 starts. Sanchez, the goalkeeper, 16. Cucurella, a very good defender, 14 starts. And Dunk, 14 starts. The most goals for Brighton this season has been Maupe with 7, Trossard with 4, McAllister with 2, Duffy with 1, Mwepu with 1, and Danny Welbeck with 1. If you guys cannot recollect Danny Welbeck, he's the former Arsenal and Manchester United striker, now playing currently with Brentford. So even if their Brentford team strikers are not currently available, it means Danny Welbeck will be able to replace them. So you might ask me, is Danny Welbeck not their premium striker, not their first team striker or first choice striker? No, he is not. All right. Trossard is in a very good form. I'm a bit worried about Trossard, but Trossard, Maupe will be their premium striker or the first choice strikers. First choice striker. Most assists, Morder with 3 and Gross with 2. Most clean sheets, Sanchez has 6 clean sheets. In terms of red cards, Sanchez has 1. So basically, they have only 1 red card. Welbeck is in Brighton. I guess you meant to say, yeah, exactly. Welbeck is now in Brighton, but he is former Manchester United and Arsenal striker is what I meant to say. So yeah, he is in Brighton, and he probably is past his prime. That's of course there, but yeah, that is there. If at all Azpilicueta makes an appearance, this will be his 450th appearance for Chelsea Football Club. It's been some time that we're waiting for Azpilicueta to make his appearance. It's not happening right now. So, yeah, if he makes that appearance, then that's the 450th appearance for Brighton. And Jorginho as well has a very impressive penalty conversion rate for Chelsea Football Club. Oh, did I mention Brentford? I'm sorry about that. Aspi leaving, though, as you mentioned. Yeah, we'll get to that. Definitely, Aspi might leave. So 3 players are expected to leave this summer. I was talking about this in Almighty Blues channel yesterday, and people did not agree. They said 3 of them leaving in this transfer window might not happen, but it seems highly likely that it might happen. Both Azpilicueta, Christensen, and also Rudiger might leave towards the end of this season. Almighty Blues is confident that Azpilicueta might stay. I mean, if he stays, yeah, well and good. But if he doesn't, then we have to have a very good backup plan. We'll definitely get to those topics as well. Today we have the transfer talks as well. But coming back to the Brighton game, one more thing I wanted to just let our Chelsea fan base know is that we've had a very impressive penalty record historically as well. Frank Lampard, out of his 58 penalties, he scored 49. That's a conversion rate of 84.5%. He's the one who had the highest amount of conversion rate from penalty spots. That's Frank Lampard for you. Eden Hazard as well enjoyed a very good stint with Chelsea Football Club. You all know that. Eden Hazard as well, in terms of his penalty records, out of 31, he scored 26 times from the penalty spot. which makes his conversion record 83.9 percentage. That's pretty good conversion rate, if you ask me. And then we've got this person who's the consistent penalty taker for Chelsea Football Club right now. You guys would have guessed it, of course. Jorginho. He's taken 27 penalties for Chelsea Football Club, and he scored 24 of them, which makes his conversion percentage 88.9 percentage, eclipsing everyone, Frank Lampard, Eden Hazard, and he becomes the most successful penalty taker for Chelsea in the history of Premier League Chelsea for Chelsea Football Club. 88.9 percentage penalty conversion rate for Jorginho. Of course, in terms of numbers, in terms of sheer numbers, Frank Lampard has a higher conversion rate. But Jorginho, he's doing a great job in terms of penalty conversions. So those are certain stats that I wanted to like just touch upon before we talk about the game in detail and the lineup probably. One more thing, a news for all Chelsea fans, if you've not heard before, John Terry is going to take up a consultancy role in the Chelsea's academy system, in the Chelsea's youth system. It's always very good. One of the most successful captain to ever have played for Chelsea Football Club is going to be taking a role as a consultant for our academy, the Cobham Academy, rated as one of the best academies in the world by most of our fans. So that's a role for John Terry. I'm happy that he's taking up that role. Hopefully, we see a lot more improvements from the academy squad. Already a very improved and a very solid academy system Chelsea enjoys. Hopefully, we further improve upon that metric. Having said that, now let's talk about this game, right? Chelsea versus Brighton. If you ask me if it's going to be an easy game, definitely not. But can we do better? Can we pick up a win? Going by momentum, going by sheer momentum, yes, we can. Arnold says we want Christensen to stay. I mean, yeah, we want all three of them to stay. If I'm being honest, even Rudiger and Azpilicueta. But again, not sure if that will be possible. If it is possible, well and good. But I'm really not sure if it will be possible. I'll tell you why also. The wage structure that currently Chelsea has built is not something I believe is supporting these top defenders to stay in the club as much as you would want to. Because our wage structure is not equal to that of a Real Madrid's wage structure, Bayern Munich's wage structure, or Barcelona's wage structure. So when players elevate themselves into winning a Champions Trophy or Champions League, what naturally happens is that their value as a whole improves. Once their value starts improving, it's becoming difficult for us to make them stay in the club because we are not able to provide the wages that they would like after winning a Champions League. And that's where we tend to lose a lot of players. Anubhav Pandey says that we can win today, but we don't need to be complacent. Yeah, definitely. There are games that Chelsea has lost just because of being sheer complacent. I hope that doesn't happen again. And above Noreen, we've got all these people who've joined the stream as well. If you want to join the stream, talk to me directly. Just press that link button that I've shared on the comment section. You will be directly taken into the stream and you can have a conversation with me. Nick Blue has as well joined onto the stream. Big up, Nick. Big up, chaps, says Nick Blue, a very ardent supporter of the channel. Hopefully, Nick, you're doing well as well. And if you're able to join the stream, if you've got that time, feel free to jump in and have your say. We've not done the lineup yet, so we're waiting for people to come in, and then we can probably do a lineup so that we have a lot more folks to advise us through the lineup. So I was just talking about the stats before, and I was also talking about the transfers, the possible defender options. Since a lot of people are excited about the defender options, let's talk about the defenders options that we have, right? Theo Hernandez from AC Milan. Yeah, a good option. Definitely a good option. Um, Lucas Dinia from Everton, another very good option. And a lot of fan base have this concept of bringing back the loanies from wherever they're playing. Could be Mattison, could be Kennedy, all these loanies. They want us to bring those loanies back, but we do have some constraints there. Let's deep dive into that. But before that, I'm just gonna welcome Nick Blue as well into the stream. Nick Blue, welcome to the stream. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, how VJ? Yeah, not bad. Waiting for the Chelsea game, very big game tonight. I'm not at the game tonight. I have to watch it on TV. But yeah, I'm very confident after Leicester beating Liverpool last night. It gave me a lot of confidence for some reason.
Hmm.
So let's hope it's an omen and we can go and beat Brighton and Liverpool on Sunday.
All right, we'll talk about the game, but since we are so immersed in this transfer topic, I thought let's probably progress with the transfer topic and then go for the Brighton game.
Yeah.
Another fun this is that we got rid of Emerson somehow, and we don't need him again. What do you think about the statement? Do we need Emerson again, or first of all, just talk to me if that is a possible option of bringing in people from the loan midway.
Yeah, if it's possible, I don't mind Emerson, but I don't think it's possible to bring him. I think Emerson is could be better than Alonso. He's been playing. What I saw of him play for Italy, he was pretty good. But
Hmm.
I prefer Lucadinia. I heard some reports today. He wants to come to Chelsea in January. Lucadinia. So I prefer him. You know, than Emerson or anyone else. I don't rate Kennedy. Madsen is too young. Anyway, we need someone reliable, Premier League experience. That's only
Hmm.
Lucadini.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's a good point that you brought about as well because I was going there. First of all, Digne has a good Premier League experience. He's played in Everton and he's played in this league for a long time. But you cannot say the same for someone like Mattison or Kennedy, where people are wanting these people to get back from the loan, players getting back from the loan. Trust me, it is not as easy as people make it out to
Yeah,
be. It's not
yeah,
an easy thing. Bringing people from the loan, first of all, they are sent to be on other clubs because they are not yet developed to be a Chelsea material. Just because we have injured players, the opposite team or the team that we loan them to have no obligation to us for these to send these people back to us, to send these players back to us. There's no obligation for that, which means it's
yeah,
very, very difficult to convince them to do that. And apart from that, there is also generally clauses when you do this, loaning to different clubs. That clause is usually developed in such a way that it gives that sort of an authority for the club that they are being loaned to make certain autonomous decisions for them, and not every single time be dependent on the team that loans them, right? If I do not make sense, what I'm trying to say is, say for example, Emerson is being loaned to Nice, and Chelsea Football Club was the club that loaned him. Now, Chelsea will not possess the entire control of Emerson as much as you would want to. Chelsea would not possess that. Chelsea would still have only a bit of control on Emerson's, financials and the way and where he's playing and all of that. But Nice will have the final say in most of it, and that's why the teams are ready to pick players on loan because they have that autonomously, they have that say on these decisions. So just because Chelsea has an injured left flank, we cannot just go back and pluck one of our players who we've already loaned at the start of the season. It doesn't work that way, guys. So for a lot of people, who thinking that we will just get back people who are being loaned, players who are being loaned. It's very difficult to do. Anubhav as well says, but he is good in patches, and that's the issue. Being good in one or two matches and then performing badly in others won't help us. Absolutely. I mean, this is the problem we had with
Yeah,
Emerson. And don't we have the same problem with Alonso already here? It's almost
that's
bringing
right.
in another Alonso if you bring in.
Yeah, he's right. I 100% agree with Anthony there. Yeah, it's true. But that's why I keep saying, let's hope we get the Lucadinia in. That'd be a great move by Chelsea if we can get him. He would love to, can be said today, he would love to come to us. And that'd be a great January loan move. And if let's see how he goes. If he's brilliant, he will stay. We could even buy him in the end. But if we need to in the summer, we can bring someone else in.
All right. So we're trying to zero in out of the four options that we had. Now we've zeroed in to players that we probably have to bring in for this, winter transfer window. Having said that, we've got a couple of options: Lucadinia and Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez for me is not a practical option right now because he's got 2.5 years left in his current contract, and he's very happy at AC Milan. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
that's a
He's going to make a move anytime sooner. So we are left with Lucadinia. I'd like Nick Blue. Nick, just talk us through what you know about Lucadinia and how do you think he will suit the system that Tuchel has deployed here?
yeah. I think he's one of the great left wing backs in the Premiership. I'm not saying he's the best, but he's one of them. His crossing ability is something we don't have. So I can imagine him on the wing crossing to Lukaku or anyone else. We have the free kicks. He's an expert. He's a good player. I've been watching him forever since he's been playing for Everton. He's been most of the games. He's been good. Everyone has a bad game, but he could be a great signing. I think really.
Okay. Anubhav, you said that we'll have to check a link, but we've not received the link yet. So if not, if you want to send a link, just let us know. We will check that link also, no issues. But Anubhav's statement says that Lucadinia seems injury prone too. Any thoughts there, Nick?
Yeah, yes, yeah. That's another thing. Yeah, he can get injured, but what can we do in January? We won't. I don't think we'll be able to get another player like Fernandez or anyone else because of their contracts, and it's always harder to get a great player in January. But yeah, we have to take a gamble. We need someone, and we can't just stick with Alonso. So I think,
No, it makes complete sense. Alonso definitely is not the right option for us. Almighty Blue says, I prefer Dinia because of having English experience, and I can see him being okay with rotating with Chilwell in future. There's another aspect that we have to delve deep into. Theo Hernandez may take time and may not uh, likely to be a backup even for a couple of weeks. All right. um See, this is what I was talking about, right? When we buy a player, it shouldn't be like a statement signing in a winter transfer window, because Chilwell, once he comes back from the injury, his play should also be in a secluded form. It shouldn't be like, you know what, Chilwell, you've got an injury, we're going to replace you completely and we don't want you anymore. That shouldn't be the case. And that is not the right thing to do as well. So we have to probably buy a player or loan a player who is someone like a temporary replacement for Chilwell. But at the same time, if Chilwell comes in, he will be more of a replacement or a rotation player. So that's the kind of profile that we have to look into. So, having said that, Nick Blue, thank you for joining. I was just explaining the second statement that Almighty Blues made. I can see him being okay with rotating with Chilwell in the future. Do you think that plays an important role in us picking up Lucadinia? he will be able
Yeah,
to rotate with
yeah.
Chilwell.
No, yeah, of course. The only thing is we're going to have Chilwell, probably definitely out for this season. And, next season, I think he'll be back, but it's going to take time for him to get going again like he was. He won't come straight away and be the same. So
Hmm.
if it's not Lucadinia next season, we have to have a decent left wing back, another left wing back like Chilwell, someone special. But if Lucadinia is a man, I'm happy. I'm very happy with that. I like the player. Yeah.
All right. All right. Having said that, Anupam as well says AC Milan won't send Theo to us easily. And Nick is correct. We need to take a gamble. Of course, we need to take a gamble. We don't have an option. To be honest, that left flank is looking very weak. Even today's game, I'm a bit concerned because of the Lamptey factor on that Brighton's right side. I'm not sure if Alonso will be able to handle Lamptey, if I'm to be honest. So this is not with just Brighton. It's with every single team that we will face. As much as I'd like to have Mattison given a go, I'd rather have him as a backup to Chilwell in future. Not now, as we need someone to start ahead of Alonso for a few weeks. Exactly. I mean, as much as Mattison is good, or we think he is good, he's not yet ready to start even above Alonso. Alonso will still overpower him in terms of his specialization, in terms of him being the senior in the squad and all that. That's not possible. We cannot bring him Madison and then put Alonso out. That's definitely not um, something that Tuchel can do or will be doing. That's more of Lampard doing his own things, right? You have young players and then you bench all those you know um, seniors. He did the same thing with Aspilicueta as well, but you all knew how Aspilicueta turned out to be once Tuchel came in. Backup so Mattison can continue at Coventry for me. Again, these people like Coventry, wherever they're being loaned at, these players are loaned to Championship for a reason. First of all, Championship. Nick Blue can explain a lot in terms of Championships because he is in the UK and he has a lot more knowledge in terms of how Championship games are played. The reason why most of the time the loanees are going to the Championship is because Championship has a lot more games than Premier League, which means there is a lot more playing time and there is a lot more expectations from you in terms of regular performance. And that's how your body tends to get adapted to. If you start playing, like Premier League has 38 fixtures, but Championship probably will have 45, 46 fixtures, right? So
Yeah.
it's more tight in a way. And apart from that, they have club matches, cup matches as well. So they start getting adapted to Championship. They start getting adapted to that sort of a stress. And when they come to Premier League, their body will be accustomed to playing in a Premier League game. Premier League is of a different dimension. Here, the matches might be less than Championship, but the stress level is more for every single match that they have to play. So there is a bit of, there is a bit of a process that you have to do, you have to go through before coming into Chelsea and playing. Be it anyone, be it Mason Mount who played at Derby County, or Reece James who played for a championship side as well. All these players did that grunt work, and that is why they are successful right now. So
Yes.
calling back a player midway through a championship season, I don't think is the right move. Nick Blue, your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly. What you said is completely correct. Plus, we send players to the championship to get, their bodies ready for the Premiership. So it's very physical. The championship is more physical than the Premiership, but the Premiership is more skillful. You have to, it's more. You have to have more skills You have to have both in the Premiership. But the
Hmm.
Championship is a challenging league. That's why clubs send their players there to get experience, to get the physical side, the body into them. Like Reece James, when he was a great player, was a man of the match every time. Particularly one season, I think he was man of the match 2 seasons for Wigan when he was on loan, and he was doing great. Same with
Yeah.
Mason Mount. I wish Mason Mount was playing as good as he was for Derby right now, because he's not. He's lost it a bit. So the Championship is very good for our young players. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Having said that, there's a good statement from Anubhav as well. He says, "Don't get me wrong, but Alonso's crosses are a joy to watch. And if we play back five, then Alonso is okay for me." That's exactly what I would agree with as well. See, first thing is, Alonso is good in the attack. Don't get me wrong. A lot of our, a fan base get things mixed up like this. For me, Alonso, and I guess Anubhav as well, the same thing. Nick probably will also agree to the statement. Alonso is good in terms of contributing to the attack. But can he defend? Can he get back to
Yes.
his original position and start defending? Can he do that transition? Don't get me wrong when I say this particular statement, which I'm about to. I'm not comparing both these players, but I think both of them have the same problem. Talk about Trent Alexander Arnold. He's good going forward. But when it comes to the defensive duties, even yesterday, when you see, a lot of people argued that Trent, it was not Trent's mistake. It was Jordan Henderson's mistake. It was, Van Dijk's mistake. It was Allison's mistake. It was Trent's mistake, firstly, to have all that happen later. All
Yes.
right.
Exactly. Yeah. I
Though
agree.
we agree to it or not, that is the truth. Okay.
Yes.
And that's where I think when you call yourself a left back or a right back, your primary duty is to defend. You cannot just rate a player saying that he is the best left back in the world or he is the right back in the world without them doing their defensive work properly. Otherwise, you should just go ahead and say Trent is the best winger in the world. You have to start comparing him with the wingers or probably the left midfielders or right midfielders. When you say they are the left backs or the right backs, it also means that they have to defend, and that will be their primary responsibility. All that secondary responsibility that you're taking up and you're helping the strikers is all well and good. And if you're successful in that, perfect. But also, you have to defend, which is your primary responsibility. Not every single time your Jordan Hendersons and Mattips will keep covering you. I just told Trent as an example. The same happens with even Van Bissaka. I agree. Modern wingbacks or modern fullbacks are expected to contribute more on the attacks, but also their primary responsibility is to defend, which they should do to perfection, and then take up this additional responsibility of going up and supporting the attack. And that's where I think Reece James is better than all these people in the gameplay. Sometimes you might think, you know what, Vijay, you're being just biased here. I'm actually not being biased here. I know what is the primary responsibility of a fullback. And if that is something that he does the best, then I prefer him over the other players, right? The opposite with Van Bissaka, good in defense, but really bad going forward. And above says that. This is for Manchester United, of course. To be honest with you, I don't see him good at anything, be it going forward, be it coming backward. But yeah, it is what it is. Slowly moving forward, from the academy topics towards the game that we right now have. Brighton versus Chelsea. This is happening at the Stamford Bridge. We've got Dylan who's going for the game as well. So we'll probably have a lot of match videos that will come out, and we'll post that in the channel as well. Stay tuned to the channel for getting those match videos. You can see those videos, from the, stands. So having said that, we'll quickly go to the starting 11 that we think will probably be featuring in the game. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to bring it up, and we'll take it from there. All right. Nick Blue, meanwhile, do you want to talk about Lukaku?
Yes. Lukaku, for me, he won us the game the other day. Completely won us the game. For me, he has to start today, so he could get a few more goals. At least get another goal or two, maybe. Get his confidence really built up, so we can move on against Liverpool with him being really confident. That's the only way we're going to beat Liverpool. We need his confidence to go up um, to go carry on and to be in this title challenge still.
All right, all right. Anubhav says you are really doing good. Please check Caffrey Lewis's channel. Maybe you can get some help about making match day vlogs. Thank you for your comment there, Anubhav. It does really mean a lot when we get certain appreciations like this. Thank you, and keep supporting the channel. Of course, I will check out Caffrey Lewis. Yes, he does match day vlogs as well. He directly goes there since he's in the UK. That seems possible. So, but then we are having Dylan to do that for us. So Dylan will probably do that, and he'll bring in, and then we'll do the editing part of it, and then we'll post it here on the channel. Stay tuned to the channel, and thank you for that particular comment from you. Keep supporting the channel. We'll bring a lot more content as well, as much and for you guys to enjoy. And now let's talk about the 11. Who do you want to start in the goal? I think it's pretty straightforward, but Nick, your thoughts, guys? If
Yeah,
you want to, you as well
yes,
keep going with your. Just a second, Nick. You as well
yeah,
keep going with your predictions in the comment section. I'll read all the comments before putting in any names, basically. So if you're talking about goalkeeper, you want to just put the goalkeeper's name on the comment section. I'll also validate that, bring it into the conversation, and then see what can be done about that position. So goalkeeper, we start with the goalkeeper. Nick Blue's prediction for the goalkeeper, and you guys as well start to comment there.
yeah. It's got to
Go
be
on, Nick.
Mendy. Mendy for sure. Could be his last game tonight before he goes to Africa. Uh, yeah, I'm sure it'll be his last game, so he definitely starts. And
Hmm.
yeah, Mendy.
Don't you think we will have Mendy for the Liverpool game? I thought Senegal has games only after 10th of January or something, and we have the Liverpool game played before that. So I thought he would probably feature in that particular game before moving on to the Senegalese fixture. Guys, correct me in the chat window if I'm wrong. Anubhav says this is the last game before AFCON for Mendy.
Yes, he is.
Um,
Yeah,
Okay, okay. If that's the case, then we have Mendy on the goal for Chelsea towards the end of the year, at least the calendar year, and we have Mendy playing his last game before going to the AFCON Cup as well. It's going to be like a month or two gap there, and we hopefully we have Kepa doing the best for us. Everyone seems to be agreeing to this. Everyone wants to see Mendy on the goal. Almighty Blues as well says, I'm not sure, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We're not sure if Mendy is going to be featuring in the Liverpool game. So, you know what? Let's have Mendy in the goal. And up next, left centre back position. Nick's favorite position, actually.
yes, yeah.
Nick,
That's
do I even have to ask?
no. Yeah, it's gonna be Rudiger, best left back in the league, uh, in Europe actually, if not the world. Rudiger.
All right. Nick says Rudiger for the left centre back position. Guys, let us know on the comment section who would you want to see as the left centre back for this game. I don't think so. You're left with a lot of options. Maybe Malang Sarr. And yes, don't forget the academy boys who are training with the squad. So you might have to just take a peek on them as well. Maybe some of them futures. I mean, on the defensive front, we had one academy player, Xavier Muyamba, who's training with the squad. I'm not sure which position he plays exactly at, but then he is a very strong, tall, physical lad who can play in that defense. But do you think he's going to feature for the Brighton game? I don't think so. But if you guys have that sort of an opinion, feel free to comment there as well. Anubhav says, sorry for going off topic, but do you think the absence of Mane and Salah will be advantageous to us? Absolutely, a brilliant question. I'll have this noted now. Let's finish this 11, and then we'll go for the Liverpool, topic about this the next 2 months. Okay, how they're probably gonna line up and what probably will be the impact of it. Thank you for bringing that up, Anubhav. Rudiger says Anubhav. Rudiger, AC, and Chalaba says Almighty Blues. Sar is Lewis. Is part two commits mistakes like anything. Yeah, I mean he's another David Lewis is what Anubhav says. Uh, so most of them wants Rudiger, so no complaints there. We're going with Nick's prediction on Rudiger, and everyone seems to be agreeing with it, and I will too. Rudiger on the left centre back for us. Now going to the centre position of the centre back, Christensen, Chalobah, Thiago Silva. Everyone can play in this position, but Silva, I guess, is injured, so he's not available for the game, which means we are left with Christensen and Chalobah. Who will be your choice, Nick?
Yeah, without Silva, if he's injured, I didn't hear Tuchel say anything about him. But if he's injured, he has to be Christensen in the middle. Would he play Chalobah or Aspie? That's a big question.
So you're saying Christensen probably plays here, but Chalobah or Aspie will be the confusion of the right centre back. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Christensen in the middle, but I just have a feeling it might be Aspie on the right hand side.
All right. When we go to this right centre back position up next, seems to be this centre back is sorted. Andres Christensen is going to feature in this game against Brighton, is what we all think. But when you come to this right centre back position, couple of points. There is one set of Chelsea fan base which says, you know what, Chalobah did not play up to the mark in the first 45 minutes. That is why he was replaced in the previous game, and we brought in Lukaku. And there is another set of fan base which I tend to agree with, who says there is nothing wrong with Chalobah's game. Basically, we needed more attack because we wanted a win desperately in the game. And that is why we brought in Lukaku, and the player that we could probably sacrifice that time was Chalobah. I don't know which set of fan base are you guys, with respect to. But honestly, I didn't feel there was a lot of errors from how Chalobah played in that first half. He had 4 important blocks. Every attack came from that left flank. Chalobah was from that right flank, opposition's left flank, basically. And we had Chalobah defending every single time. So I'm actually happy with how Chalobah performed the first 45 minutes of that game. But a lot seems to be not happy as well. So mixed opinions. For those who do not feel Chalobah performed up to the mark in the first 45 minutes, might want Azpilicueta to feature in this game. Others might want Chalobah to continue in the right centre-back position. And above says toxic fan bases always overpower the sensible ones. Agreed to that statement. And we have a lot in every single top 6 clubs. It's something that we have to deal with. Chalobah is good, says Anubhav. I think everyone seems to be agreeing with Chalobah, featuring in that position. Nick Blue, thoughts? Chalobah?
Yeah, I love Chalobah, but I don't think he's maybe has a knock or something, because I'm not sure if he's ready for tonight. Because I think he will start on Sunday. Or on Sunday, I think he will start against Liverpool. But that's why I'm going for Aspie. But Chalobah, it wasn't because he played badly the other day. It was a tactical change by a masterclass stroke by Tuchel, so we could win the game. That's the reason he took him off. It's not because he was bad. But I just fancy Aspie today and then Chalobah on Sunday.
Okay. But we also have another option which I did not talk about. This could be the second half formation where Reece James could play also as a right centre back, and we could have Pulisic playing in the right wing back. Do you think we will continue to do that? Because Pulisic did play, to be honest with you, Pulisic did play a very good role in the right wing back in the second half. Do you think we'll see a repeat of that?
Me, I don't think so. I think that was we had to do that so we have more attacking, so we could attack more. But it's a thing to, he can change. If things are not going right, it's something Tuchel can do. I trust him completely. Whatever formation he picks tonight, I do trust him. But I think this is what I think he will go with. What I'm saying. Yeah.
All right. So we we from this Sportswire community do not think we will continue with the wing back formation where Pulisic will be deployed. I mean, will be deployed in the wing back, and Reece James will be in the right centre back. We actually think Chalobah is going to be playing in the right centre back, and Reece James is probably going to continue in the right wing back. Correct me if my thoughts are wrong here, or if I'm going off track. All good, right? This is what you guys wanted as well: Chalobah and James, right? Hopefully, yes. Nick, this is the same,
Yeah.
right, from your end?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Rhys James will be back in his right position tonight. But I just think Aspie will play on the right. Because we've asked Chalobah might be on the bench today, I think.
Yeah,
I just I
perfect,
heard something,
perfect,
yeah. That's what I think.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, before moving into the left flank, I just wanted to let our viewers as well know that please press that like button. We are live across multiple platforms. We're not just live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook, the Sportswire page on Facebook. Check it out. We're live on Twitter as well. So we are live on multiple platforms currently. Anywhere that you're watching from, I think all this like button is similar or across all these networks. So just press that like button. Please support the channel if you like the content. Having said that, we'll go to the left wing back position. Now, left wing back. Do we have even options? Alonso and Saul Niguez. And Saul is a makeshift left wing back. So we basically have only Alonso there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure it's gonna be Alonso, for sure.
All right. Um, So Alonso on the left wing back position. Now comes the important double pivot. After a long time, even I felt Thomas Tuchel was happy in his interview to the Fifth Stand app. He mentioned that all three midfielders are training together after a very long time, and that really makes me happy. So definitely, he was referring to Jorginho, Jorginho, Kante, and Kovacic. Of course, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is out for this game and will not be featuring in this game. But out of this three, who do you think we will start with in the double pivot? Let's talk about the left pivot.
Yeah, tonight for me it's gonna be Kovacic and Jorginho.
Kovacic and Jorginho, says Nick Blue. Kovacic and Jorginho to start this game, which means Kante will not feature. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think he'd be on the bench, but they don't want to risk him too much because he's going to have to start on a Sunday. I think that's what Tuchel's thinking because it's a big game. They're both big games, but Kovacic and Jorginho, they do play good together. And Kante, I fancy on the bench if we need him to come on.
You know what? I do like this train of thought. It's not something that we are selecting for the Brighton game. We definitely have to keep in mind that Liverpool game is right around the corner. So when we pick up the squad, we also have to ensure that we have our players well rested and recuperated for this Liverpool game that is around the corner. So yeah, I like the way that you actually talked about the Liverpool game, and that is why you would want Kante to be rested. It made a lot more sense. So we'll go with Kovacic and Jorginho. And of course, we are just because we're saying Kovacic and Jorginho starts, it doesn't mean they're going to be on the pitch for 90 minutes. Maybe we will see a rotation here, and Kante could still feature maybe in the last 30 minutes or so. But we think that most of the game will probably be played with Kovacic and Jorginho in the double pivot. Now moving to the front three. Efficient in the last couple of games, all of them, except for Mason Mount, who did not play the way that we kind of expected him to. But we'll get to that. Now let's start with the centers, the top center forward there. Lukaku or Kai Havertz? What will be your preference, Nick Blue? Who will we start with?
It will definitely Lukaku. Lukaku has to start. I think he will start tonight because we need him. We need to get going quick. We need to win this game in the first half. Then we can rest our players ready for Liverpool. That's what I think Tuchel's thinking. So it's going to be Lukaku for me.
All right, Lukaku starts for us in the center forward position says Nick Blue. If you guys have any difference of opinion here as to who will start for us, please let me know on the comment section. We'll probably evaluate that as well. But for Nick Blue, he says Lukaku will start. And I think I'm also going to go ahead and say I tend to agree with Nick Blue on this statement. Lukaku probably is going to start because he's not someone who deserves every single game 45 minutes. It's high time he starts playing in the 90 minutes setup. But how much of his physical fitness allows him to play for 90 minutes, you or me will definitely be not the right person to answer that. So I think more often it will be Thomas Tuchel who has to make this decision. But what we'd like to see from Lukaku is to, as quick as possible, play for the entire 90 minutes. Having said that, now on the left flank, Callum Hudson-Odoi is an option. Pulisic is an option. Timo Werner is not available for the game, so Timo Werner probably not. Kai Havertz as well is a good option on that left flank. So having said all these options, Ziyech as well can be played as a makeshift left winger. But who would you prefer for the game, Nick, and why?
Yeah. I think it's too early for Havertz. As much as I love to see Havertz up there, I think it's too early to bring him back. So I think he'll be on the bench as well. I think he will go with Callum Hudson-Odoi. On which side, I'm not sure, because I think if he has Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ziyech, the next two.
Front two is Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ziyech, says Nick Blue. Guys, let us know who will be your front two. All right. Cho on that flank and Ziyech here. Why Ziyech in particular, Nick? Why need Ziyech in this game?
Because Mason Mount hasn't been up to his game recently. So he has to give Ziyech, and Mason Mount probably be on the bench. He'll be another bench player. But you have to give Ziyech another goal because he wasn't too bad the last two games. He was fast. He was coming back. He was going up, and he was doing Mason Mount's job pretty good. Plus, he can cross something special for Lukaku. That's the main thing I'm going for Ziyech.
Makes a lot of sense. Ziyech is someone who is capable of playing in that right flank. And to be honest with our fan base, in the last few games, Ziyech has been coming good. Ziyech has been playing a bit better. He's starting to improve. We could see the way that he's trying to contribute to the system and to the play and to the gameplay. He's starting to press more. He's starting to get involved in the game a lot more. He's starting to press a lot more than Mount comparatively. But of course, Mount has other attributes that makes him a better player than Ziyech right now at this moment. But Ziyech, in terms of his physique, it's very difficult to high press, but he's still managing to do that and still winning the balls and contributing to the attack and winning those balls back on the attacking positions and transitioning from there. So I think Ziyech is getting better. It wouldn't be a lot, we don't have to wait probably for a long time before we see Ziyech being developed into a completely brilliant player in this Chelsea setup. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens towards the end of this season. So I think Ziyech probably plays in that right wing position. Guys, let us know on the comment section what you think about the front three. If there is someone else you'd like to see. Of course, we haven't selected Pulisic for this game, Kai Havertz for this game. We are in doubt of Kai Havertz's fitness yet, so that's probably the reason why we did not go for Kai Havertz. But on the other hand, Pulisic, any reasons, Nick, that you'd like to say? Why not Pulisic in this setup?
I just think he seems to play better when he comes on as a substitute. I think we should keep I could be wrong. It could be Pulisic and Ziyech on the bench, but I think it will be Pulisic on the bench because it's not Pulisic. We knew once when he was doing great. He's not there yet. I just fancy Ziyech mostly because of his crossing ability. And we need people. When Cho on the other side, we have two two players who can cross the ball to get even Reece James if he's on form, to make Lukaku some chances. That's what
Yeah,
I was.
and what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Pulisic coming in from the bench, he's been that kind of an impact sub, not for Thomas Tuchel in Chelsea, but even in Borussia Dortmund days, he's been that sort of an impact sub for
Yes,
Thomas Tuchel. And I don't think so. He is yet ready to become a 90-minute full-time striker either, or contribute in any position for 90 minutes on the whole. As much as I'd like Pulisic to improve because of his sheer talent that he possesses, he has a lot of attributes that he needs to improve, and his time in Chelsea is running out. Having said that, maybe that is the reason why we've not picked up Pulisic in the game. Almighty Blues as well agrees to that statement. He says Pulisic to come as a substitute for me. I agree with Nick. And he also says I still go with Mount, but ZH is fine as well. Yeah, seems there is a bit of a conundrum there. But the reason why
yeah,
we did not pick up Mount is probably there is a Liverpool match around the corner, and
exactly.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
if Tuchel is dropping Mount anytime sooner.
No, I think he's out of form, but he could be, maybe just needs a little rest. Yeah, and I think with him sitting out this game, he'd be more ready for Liverpool. I'm sure he will play against Liverpool. I just, when you drop someone and they know, he knows himself, he ain't been as great as he can be. We need him to be that great player on Sunday.
No, makes complete sense. And we also have another game, Brentford versus Man City, that is going to start 45 minutes after the Chelsea Brighton game.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a good chance that Man City can also draw points like Liverpool did yesterday. But it's again the Chelsea fan in me talking. But Man City, if I'm to be honest with you guys, have been one of the best teams on form right now. They are too good for any team that are playing against them. Any thoughts about Man City in general, Nick?
Yeah. I was saying before Liverpool, before Leicester beat Liverpool last night, I don't know if you remember, I was saying all along, these teams, Liverpool and Man City, we have their dip. We had our dip, a big dip, but it's their turn now. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brentford manage to get a draw or even win this game tonight. I wouldn't be surprised because any team in the Premiership can beat anyone else. No one is out there. Even City, they're not unbeatable. Because they're up there because they are the best at the moment. But they can be beaten. Like Leicester showed it the other day. They scored 3 goals against them. Don't forget. So
Yeah.
I hope Brentford get something. I really do. Like I was hoping last night. I'm hoping for Brentford tonight.
Absolutely, a lot of Chelsea fans at least wanting City to lose the game. Hopefully that happens. Anubhav says our attack seems to be overloaded with talent, but the talent still seems to be raw to me sometimes. You know what? That statement makes a lot of sense, and we definitely can deep dive into it. Our talent is more raw than made into perfection. But who is the one who can make it into perfection? Don't you think Thomas Tuchel is the right man for the job? I personally think he is the right man for the job. Maybe he doesn't have as much as time as that of a Pep or a Klopp in their squads respectively. They've been enjoying the squad for 5 years now, and most of the players that have played with these two coaches are the players that they themselves handpicked. All these young talents that are in both these Pep squad and Klopp squad are something they have handpicked over the past 5 years across different transfer windows. But
Yeah,
Thomas Tuchel doesn't have that luxury.
not yet.
Yeah,
No, and he hasn't have. He's not his team. Don't forget, he's played with Frank Lampard's team, except for Lukaku. Lukaku is the only
yeah.
player we have. He's got the rest of them. He's made them into what they are now. We're doing good. He's still. I can't. Say enough about Thomas Tuchel. He's the best manager for me out of all Klopp and Pep.
Agreed. A lot of players that he has been operating with in Chelsea are the players that he has inherited. Basically, they are not originally Thomas Tuchel's choices, but then he's made them work as well, winning the first. His first Champions League and also Chelsea's second Champions League on the whole. So, having said all that, Anubhav's this statement also, he says City's attack is what we wanted ours to be absolutely, but we're getting there. We're getting there soon. We will get there, is what I'm hoping. Pep and Klopp have good senior players to accompany the young ones, but we seem to be relying too much on young talent. You know what? I still not say the same. This statement, I still kind of differ from this statement because our midfield is one of the most experienced midfield that you can find. I mean, N'Golo Kante, Mateo Kovacic, Jorginho, they are experienced. Silva is one of those experienced lads as well on that defense. Rudiger by now at least should be experienced. I mean, though he is not, you know, what do you call? He's not like an experienced sort of a person, but he still has that experience. He's in 28 years old, and he's been doing a good job for Chelsea Football Club over the past one and a half years. So he's got some experience there in the back as well. Espeliqueta along with him. So we've got a mix of experience and young talents as well. But one place I feel experience is a lot more required is on the front three, which we kind of achieved through Lukaku, but we need to gel a lot more. Your thoughts on this statement, Nick?
Yes, we have a lot of experienced players. We have good, the best experienced players really, but and the young ones, you are doing so good. We have a great mix, but we had, we had all these COVID problems. We had injury problems when Tuchel couldn't even find a team to pick, and we have the most important player, Lukaku, up front. You can't get more experience than him in the Premiership. So it's just we had a lot of bad luck as well, but I'm sure they're going to come good. I'll trust these players.
Yeah, makes sense. Let's probably also just okay. So before we get on to the next topic, this is our lineup, guys. This is our thought on how our lineup is going to be towards the Brighton game. We might be wrong, but we'll post this on our Twitter page as well, and hopefully we'll get everything right. But seems to be a strong lineup on paper. Let's see how it performs. Their midfield is potent in attack, while and they can shoot from outside. Our midfield is great, but I sometimes think our midfielders are not involving in attack that much. I mean, they are different kind of profiles and above. When we talk about Chelsea's midfield and Man City's midfield, Pep likes having a lot of attacking players on the pitch, and he prefers a lot of cams as well. That's where people like Kevin De Bruyne and other midfielders who can contribute to the attack and shoot from outside the box are kind of relishing their time there. But Tuchel's system is not an attack-based system. Our system is more of this midfielders have to cover for our defense when we transition to the defensive side of the pitch. And when we attack, there will be one person who'll be sitting back, and there'll be another person who'll move forward and contribute to the attack. That's usually how we operate. So due to the difference in the system, you might not see the way that our midfielders being as potent in the 30-yard box as that of a Chelsea, a City's attack. That's probably because of the difference in the system. That's my thought on it. However, Nick, any?
I agree. I agree with you. We're more defensive minded. Kovacic, Jorginho, and Kante. They do think more defensive, but they do go up and they do try. The only thing is City a lot quicker. They're more attacking, less defending. That's why you can get at their defense. We're completely the opposite at the moment, and I think as a we're possession-based team Tuchel is to keep the ball until the right chance comes. That's what we play like.
Yeah, completely agreed. Thank you for clearing that up as well, Nick. Having said that, we're quickly diverting from that lineups. Chelsea lineup for the Brighton game to Thomas Tuchel talking about Graham Potter, who is the Brighton coach. This is an article from the Fifth Stand app. If you have the app installed, just go ahead and read it. Otherwise, you can just listen to us. I'll just read through the article and provide our thoughts as well on that. Tuchel's praise for Brighton and top coach Potter. Thomas Tuchel has spoken of his admiration for the work of Graham Potter has done at Brighton, believing the Seagulls deserve plenty more points for their efforts. The Blues welcome Potter's side to Stamford Bridge this evening for yet another festive fixture, just 3 days on from the Boxing Day victory over Aston Villa in the Premier League. The 3 points at Villa Park, which came courtesy of two Jorginho penalties either side of the Romelu Lukaku header, ensured we remain hot on the heels of Manchester City and level with Liverpool at the top of the table. Meanwhile, Brighton have slipped to the mid-table in the Premier League table after a run of 11 games without a win before their Boxing Day victory over Brentford got them back on track. Tuchel, however, believes the Seagulls have deserved more than their recent run and has nothing but praise for the project on the South Coast. I like them a lot, Tuchel said of Brighton. I think it's a great club. That's also what Thomas Tuchel has said. They have a great coach, and it's great approach uh, they have to how they have okay, I don't know how to read that. It's a great approach they have to how they have to play the game. It's clear when you switch on the TV or when you watch them, you clearly see an idea of how they want to play. It's very, very demanding to play against them. They play with a lot of confidence. They have many good individual players. They have a top notch coach in Graham Potter, and they are tough side to beat. I know they struggle a bit with the results recently, and I actually think they deserve, in general, a bit more than they have. They create much more than they have actually have on points, but it's very demanding to play against them because they play very fluid. They adapt to the system, adapt their system to your system. They attack high, and they have a lot of individual quality, and that's why it's a tough one. Says Thomas Tuchel in his own words, seems to be having a lot of admiration for Graham Potter
Yeah,
and the system that he's put up in Brighton. Before I give out my thoughts, Nick Blue, what do you think about this article
yeah,
in our Chelsea Fifth Stand app? What do you think about this admiration from Thomas Tuchel on Graham
yeah.
Potter and the Brighton system?
He's completely right. Brighton, very exciting team. I like watching Brighton. They play good football. They've got great players in Trossard and Marpe. They have a great system. Like you said, that's why I would have said the same. It won't be an easy game because Brighton are a very good team. Very
Hmm.
good team. On the day, they can beat anyone on the day.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on this particular article is just a mutual admiration that Thomas Tuchel has on most of the coaches in the Premier League. He seems to be respecting the coaches that have that kind of develop their own systems in the Premier League, and he kind of also respects Premier League in general and the players and the coaches playing in them. Having said that, with respect to Brighton, I feel that he kind of understands how their system revolves, and he also tries and he's tried and understood how the system has adapted to the opposition at different positions. He's mentioned that as well in the article. He says that whenever they play against a different opposition, they kind of adapt their system. So he's watched Brighton so closely to actually make that statement. Having said all this, it also means that Thomas Tuchel has now a fair idea and an understanding of how Brighton will play and how Brighton will position themselves. He's also wary of the fact that they have individual talents that can put themselves on the pitch on their day. They can be very difficult to deal with. These are the certain aspects that I was able to gather from what Thomas Tuchel has spoken about. definitely a very good mutual admiration from Thomas Tuchel on Graham Potter, and it's going to be a great game. They definitely deserve a lot more points than than what they are right now in the table. That is for sure. Even I think the same, because the way that they started and the way that they started getting their wins as well from the start of the Premier League has been amazing. They did drop a lot of points during the past couple of months, but that is partially also due to the fact that they were not able to clinically finish the ball on the back of the net. Their defense was a bit fragile towards the last 2 months, so they started leaking goals at the same time. Started uh, not finding the back of the net. When both of this happens at the same time, it means that your team is faltering, and you're not able, and you will not be able to pick up results. And that is exactly what happened to Brighton over the last 2 months. Hopefully they recover, but that recovery, I don't want to see that recovery against against Chelsea squad today. Maybe post this, if they recover, that's great. I'd love to see Brighton coming up and good in the Premier League table after they have faced Chelsea's team today.
After today, yes, I
Yeah.
agree. But Pip, it's going to be a hard game for us tonight. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because they are a good team. They know how to play. They know Graham Potter will not have a plan, and I'm sure it's going to be a good plan for them. But I'm still saying we're going to win, of course.
Brilliant. And guys, I know that we're all watching the stream across multiple platforms, because this is live now in Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter. So if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You know that there is continuous content that is coming up in the channel every single day. If you want to join the Discord group, the link is in the description. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. The link is there as well. So this is a good community that we're trying to build up. Until now, we've reached 130 subscribers, and we're trying to take this number to 200 at the earliest. There definitely is a lot of talking points over this winter transfer window, and I'm planning to bring in all these updates as quick as possible for us, for the community as a whole. For that to happen, please support the channel, and ensure that you press that like button as well, and subscribe to the channel. While I was talking about that, I saw another familiar face that was popping up on the stream. That is Nizion from the US, Michigan, joining us from Blue Clouds TV. Nizion, talk to us. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. I'm waiting to start my stream, but when I check on YouTube, I was like, "Oh, my brother is streaming." That's the only time I can join when I'm not live yet. So I was like, "Let me join my brother over here, and then enjoy the stream."
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I just gonna quickly read through Anubhav's comment, which has been here forever now.
Okay.
But when you play teams who are parking the bus, then we might have to sometimes be open to defend just by shooting. Sometimes, maybe I am wrong. Yeah, of course, you need to have a lot more players on the midfield who can contribute to scoring goals from outside the box, and that is exactly why we brought players like Saul Niguez and Hakim Ziyech to do that job against low block teams. The sad fact is that they're not able to do that. All right. Anyways, it is what it is. Coming back to the game, I'd like to know your opinion and your thoughts on the game.
VJ.
Yeah.
You want to fix your camera? The camera is right on your eye glasses.
Oh, I didn't realize that. All right. This time it's even more bad. Let's do this. All right.
Yeah. Looking better now.
This is better. Yeah.
Yeah,
it is. All right. Nick, Nizion, your thoughts about this game? Brighton versus Chelsea.
Yeah, it looks. It's a game that looks so easy, but it's not. On paper, Chelsea have to win 3 points. On paper, comparing both teams. I mean, the personnel on the pitch, you could tell Chelsea by far they're ahead of Brighton. Brighton looks okay when they lose. It's okay. They lose. They have to lose. But Brighton looks superior and looks much more a better team when they win. We have to take that into perspective. also I want to say this. This is a game that we can't afford to lose, to drop any more point. If we want to go second, right underneath Manchester City, this is a game that will push us to the top. We have to win it without a doubt. We can't drop any point. And I'm saying this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for much more intensity that we had under Antonio Conte, much more aggressiveness that we had under Jose Mourinho. We have to be ruthless, and then also the final third, and then taking our chances. It's good to be selfish sometimes, but then when it's much more open for someone to knock the ball in, we don't have to be selfish. We have to consider the team first before we think about our self glory. Tuchel
Are
doesn't
you
like
by any
individual.
chance referring Mason Mount?
A little bit, but I want to point directly at him. I know it's being out there, but I'm trying to point. I'm trying to say that it's not selfish. The guy is being selfish, and he has being selfish. It has gone well to his development. That has made him who he is, taking chances. And I'm a kind of guy that I like players taking chances from 45
Yeah,
yard, 45 yard back and 18 yard back, not trying to walk the ball into the pole. Force it.
yeah,
Give the goalkeeper something to think about. Give the goalkeeper something to do. Who knows? He might make a mistake. Somebody might tap it in. Anyhow,
exactly.
yeah, in whichever way that we win, I don't really care. If it's a tap in, I don't really care. I know people were really, worried. They were pointing fingers at Tammy Abraham when he was doing all that tappings. But then at the end of the day, it was winning us games. So if Lukaku is back doing that too, I don't really care right now. We have to win this game without a doubt.
Agreed. Perfect. You summed it up perfectly, Nizian. And I just wanted you to be introduced to Nick Blue as well. I guess you both are meeting for the first time. Nick Blue
Yeah.
Yeah,
joining us
yeah,
from the UK.
yes, yeah. How you're from the UK, is it? Or is it Blue Clouds?
Yeah, Blue Clouds
But
TV is. I'm
yeah,
streaming from Michigan. I'm from
I
streaming from
think maybe
Michigan, the USA.
I saw you once on someone's channel. I'm not sure. I think
Probably
it was,
I've
yeah.
been I've been on VJ. I've been with VJ for quite some time now.
Yeah, I haven't
Then
seen you here before. Yeah,
uh
but it's not very
probably the
recent.
Blue Lounge. Probably the Blue Lounge.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Blue
anyway,
Lounge.
yeah, I agree what you're saying.
Yeah.
It is a part of what you said. Mason Mount hasn't been on form. He should, he should be doing much better. And Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's got everything in him. He can be the greatest
Yeah.
winger in our history if he wants. All he has to do, look up, don't bloody get excited when you in front of goal. That's what it seems to me. He gets nervous when he sees the goal. He gets nervous and he doesn't look. Sometimes, you know what I mean. He has
Yeah.
to start scoring.
That's-
He has to do that.
Yeah, Callum Hudson-Odoi, it's a young lad, young player with so much confidence that I saw. I
So
saw
much.
in him, but since he got that Achilles injury, all that confidence
Yeah.
is gone, and I don't know why. And how can we get that confidence back? Look at the game that we played recently. He had an open, yawning net with just a goalkeeper in it. He was supposed to put it on the left side of the goalkeeper, and then he had the ball all the way down. The keeper saved it. I was like, Callum, lift the ball up. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah. Oh,
always
yeah.
it's always
Yep.
difficult for goalkeepers to go all the way up. It's easy for them to go down. So lift the ball
That's
up.
what. That's because he gets too nervous. He gets excited, and he just shoots without thinking. He
Yeah,
has to think more. That's what. Oh, that's what it is. I'm sure Tuchel knows that.
yeah.
But he's still young. I'm sure he's going to get there in the end. I trust him.
I hope so.
I,
I hope so.
A couple of points here, right? First thing
Yeah.
on Callum Hudson-Odoi, definitely he has to improve on the final touches in that 30-yard box. That is something that he has been having trouble, not just this month, but for the entire 1.5 years that I've looked at Callum Hudson-Odoi on the whole in the
Right.
senior team. That's one thing. But apart from that, I have one UK fan here at Nick Blue, and I also have a fan from USA. This is Nizion from
Yeah.
USA, Michigan. So this is probably the right forum for me to ask this question and probably ask you guys to talk about it. My question for you guys is, whenever there is a mistake that is being committed by people like Callum Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount, or Chalaba, any of these academy products, Reece James, we tend to not look at it from as deeply as we would if it had been a mistake that was committed by Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, or Hakim Ziyech. So my question for you guys is: are we doing the right thing there? Do they just get a pass just because they are an academy player, or do we have to actually look at them on the merits and then uh, talk about them only on that particular game's performance, or probably on the season's performance on the whole, and not look at them from an academy perspective or where they've come from? Is that the right thing to do? I
Um,
like yeah,
I'll
go on.
give you I'll give you my honest opinion about this subject. Well, this is my explanation on what is going on, why the academy players get a pass, and then why the players like Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Lukaku don't get a pass. Remember, with academy players, we don't have to spend millions and millions on them to come to the football club. With these players, we spend lots of money, millions. Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, who cannot even put a ball in the back of the net, who's always drifting away from the goalpost, who cannot even take a man on, but yet his pace is sometimes very good, drives players away. The reason why we go on them is the money. One, financially. I know sometimes a lot of people say it's not coming from our pocket. Why do we worry so much? Yes, as a football club and as human beings, it's human nature. We worry about how money is being spent. We have to worry. If you really a person that really cares, you will get worried about spending money on the necessary players that has happened in our football club. We have been bunted over the years about bringing in some mediocre players like Papa, whatever, Dilaboji, and then
Djibouti.
Dilaboji, those players that we never saw them spending so much money on them, coming from a different academy to a different team into our football club, and then also we saw the best of B-Tech Makalele, which is Bakayoko. We spent so much 40 million or whatever on him, bring him to the club. He can't perform. If we've seen that many, 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 many times. But remember, our academy players, we don't have to spend that much money on them. And then we've also been bunted over the years that the only player that has already, was able to graduate from our academy is John Terry. So it got to a
Mm.
point that Chelsea fans are willing, they're expecting an academy player to go through the ranks and become a top-notch player and become world class in our team. So we don't want to demoralize these players. We don't want to bring them down. We want to support them. So we kind of shy away from the mistake that they do so they can learn from it. And remember, young players always learn from their past, from their mistakes. The more mistakes they make, the better they become. But these players that we're bringing in, they're already matured. Lots of money on them. Players like Lukaku. You can't give Lukaku a pass. He's already getting close to his retirement age. He's getting close to 30. So if Lukaku does those kind of mistakes that Mason Mount did, I'll be like, man, you've been playing the Premier League for how long now? You've moved to you play in the Belgian league. You've been playing in the AC, the Italian league. You shouldn't be missing those kind of balls. You get what I mean? So these are the reason why we go on those players by my perspective. I don't know with my brother who Nick Blue from UK, how he also takes it, so he can also give us his perspective. Then we'll see if we get along with that.
All right.
Yeah, I think you're completely right about the money side, because there are big signings and there are stupid wages. Timo Werner, the highest paid player in our team, and he's not doing it. It's crazy. But the other side is the youngsters, they're doing good, really. All of them are doing good, but they're still young. They're going to get better. But we need these young academy players to come through. Like in the old days, we didn't go out and buy any great players. Players, except for one or two. I'm talking about in the 70s and 80s. It was all Chelsea homegrown players. 11 players at one stage. We had the best in the 70s, we had in the 69, we had the best young team in the league. We finished third that time. We could have won the league, but those days were different. And Chelsea fans, they love to bring these players out from the academy because they've been with Chelsea since the age of 7 or 8 or 6. They've been, they've been there. They're Chelsea boys. They want to fight. They want to wear that shirt more than the ones who come for money.
I agree.
That's what I would say. Yeah.
Agreed, and that's a helpful perspective as well. Because one thing that we observe as an international fan base, because I come from, I do the streaming from India, and Nizian as well. He does it from the US. But when people from the UK join the streams and talk to us about the grassroots levels of how people, want their kids to go into the academy, become a Chelsea product, sign for Chelsea in their senior team. That's a different sort of a stream, and that's a different sort of a feel, right? And that is something that they only can provide us that sort of an input. That is exactly why I wanted to ask this question, to understand what it actually means to be a Chelsea player coming through an academy, right? There are different factors when we have to take into equation. Football is one of the highest watched sport in the US. And UK, India, across the world, across the globe.
I wouldn't say in the US. I wouldn't say in the US.
I'll take that back. Yeah,
I mean,
I'll take that back.
In the US.
Yeah, there is a different kind of football that is being watched in UK. In the US, and they call it football, but they play a different way. And I was talking about the other football that you guys watch, but So talking about the soccer. Maybe not so much in the US, but maybe South America, it's really famous, and the Asia and the Europe, definitely a lot more famous.
I'm not gonna cut. VJ, I'm not cutting you off. You'll be surprised the number of people that watches the women's game compared to the men's game over here. It's annoying. It's very annoying. Can you imagine? I go every weekend and watch hockey game. After I watch Chelsea game on TV, I run and watch a hockey game, and Jesus Christ, ice hockey. Place is packed full, jump pack.
Yeah, that's always been like that in America. It's only recently, they start.
Yeah.
Since they start playing soccer, it's not that many years.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's getting bigger and bigger. I can see that.
Beckham came over and opened the eyes of the people that you guys can get money. You can really be rich out of soccer. Invest into the game, and then you guys will be okay. It was a Beckham.
We had players before Beckham even came and played there.
Pele and all that.
Pele, that's what I'm saying. Even the great Pele. Yeah. That's why it's getting. You're getting bigger. That's why we have American players playing in this country.
Yeah.
Before it would have been unheard of.
Now,
to have an American player.
Right now, when you look at the American national team, you have players playing high top level. The Barcelona, Juventus, and you have Serginho Dest from Barcelona. You have Weston McKennie from Juventus. Then you have this guy. One of the players plays as a striker in the Premier League right now. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot myself now.
Yeah, he plays in the he's in the mid-table team. So it's getting better. It's getting better.
Yeah, he is definitely.
But when you talk about football, I mean football. It's the most high watch sports in the entire world.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, football.
Yeah. And when it comes to the UK market, at least, people are very close to the club. They're related to the club. I was talking about, in the Blue Lounge TV as well, about the ticketing cost. I asked them, having the external circumstances that are currently happening, why not have a closed door game? Why not go for that option? And the immediate response that they said, because I was able to relate this only with cricket, because that is one of the most highly watched sport in Asia and in India as well. But for us, in terms of the financial metrics, only 5% of our cost or our revenue for any of the boards comes through the game watching fans on the stadium, right? Whoever is on the stadium who paid tickets to watch the game, that's only 5% of our total revenue. The revenue that we generate mostly is through broadcasting rights, right? So I was asking the same question to the panelist in Blue Lounge, and they told me actually the difference between what football has in football in UK and how it is perceived in cricket. In cricket, we don't have a lot more people who are seated in that stadium watching the game. Of course, the stadium is full. Don't get me wrong. We've got 68,000, 70,000 people who are watching the game every single time when the game is played. But that doesn't compare to the cost or the revenue that we incur through broadcasting it, because there is a huge number of population that watches the game through the television. And that's where I thought that would be the same case with football. But to my surprise, when MDT from the Blue Lounge, he read some of the statistics in terms of football, how the revenue is being generated. I was kind of surprised to find that most of the revenue actually came through the game going fans, the fans that are actually on the stadium, who seated, who've got season tickets, who go each and every single game to support their teams. That was the majority of the revenue. In this chill day and age, I thought probably it would be the broadcasting rights. So that kind of tells you a picture about the UK environment, how the game is being played, and the Europe environment as well, football on
It's
the whole.
Vijay foot. Our here in England, Vijay, it's like more than a religion. To be like for me, Chelsea is more than a religion. I'm more Chelsea than my religion.
Yep.
It's the same for me. I'm a Christian, but I'm Chelsea as well. That's the same thing for me. Like a lot of older Chelsea fans like me, they're all the same. They're it's been all their life. It's a big thing.
And you know what? I think if the UK do, it might help the country a lot. I know UK. I mean, I mean, it's more advanced and developed country. If they could divide, I mean, spread the sports among themselves, but instead of that, they just concentrate on one side, that is football. And at the end of the day, if you guys go to competitions like the World Cup, the European competitions, the certain competitions that you think, if we talk about football, we're referring to the pioneers, the inventors of the competition. I know it wasn't really, the football was not really created in England, but then they are the pioneer who brought it to the limelight. Go to
They
history.
say, the history is what's it, 1800s? What was it?
Yeah, it was.
I forgot exactly. Yeah, but if football was invented in this country, but the other countries like Brazil.
No, it wasn't. If you talk about football, Brazil wasn't even anywhere near the inventation of it.
This country started, invented it, but countries like Brazil, Italy, France, they started playing it better than the English.
Absolutely.
That's why England has only won the World Cup once.
Absolutely. They started the other countries modified the game and started playing a different way. How can we play?
Yes.
But whilst the English is still stuck to their old way. But what I was trying to say is, historically, the game itself started from ancient Egypt, where they were using human skull and playing it passes to themselves.
You got the ancient times.
Ancient times, yeah. Then the main country that brought it to the limelight and called it football is really the English, which my country where originally coming from, which is Ghana.
You're Ghana.
Yeah, from Ghana. We're being colonized by the Great Britain. We started playing the whole of Africa. We won the first African Cup of Nations 4 times in a row. There was no one can compete with Ghana at that time. And we are still, when you talk about a football nation, Ghana is one of the biggest football nations in the whole of Africa. We have players like
Michael. Nigeria? Is it not Nigeria?
No,
Ghana?
No.
I thought Nigeria was the biggest.
No. If you talk about history-wise, we won 4 times of the African Cup of Nations, even before they got close to us.
Yeah.
Recently, the FA has not been doing things very well, so it's kind of like we've gone down a little bit in the sense of development. We're not developing our youth very well. It's just recently that England is also developing their youth. They're winning the under 20s, and but when you go to history, we were the first African country to win bronze in Olympics before Nigeria came in and won gold. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah, when you talk about boxing, first African country to win boxing medals in Olympics, Ghana. When you talk about football in the senior side, first and second African country to get to the quarterfinals in the World Cup is Ghana. Nigeria has never been there. First country
All
to
right.
do it was Senegal in, I think, France 98. Ghana did it in 2010 South Africa World Cup, if you guys can remember. And
Yeah.
then we also won the under 20 World Cup in Egypt, I think in 2010 or 2011. So when you talk about soccer, we have a lot of history. We've won under 17 World Cup twice, first to win it before Nigeria did it. It's a small country, but then it's just the way you said it's a religion in England, it is the same religion
Mhm.
in Ghana. They worship football. They
Yes.
worship, yeah, do everything with football. They have lots of
Oh
history.
yeah, I can see that when we won the Champions League,
Oh
all over,
yeah, all over.
all Africa was celebrating.
Yeah,
A
they
lot
have
of Chelsea fans were
Africa.
there.
Yeah, in the past 10 years, African supporters of Chelsea have developed very, very fast, rapidly.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I was
I
surprised.
mean,
I'm
that
still
video to
surprised.
watch,
Yeah,
amazing video actually. The Chelsea fan base that was supporting the
yeah,
win of Chelsea's UCL trophy. The entire it was almost like the entire Africa celebrated Chelsea's win.
yes.
Absolutely brilliant from the African community. Love the support. Love the way that they
Surprised.
actually
Yeah,
celebrate.
And you
yeah.
know what? Do you know why this has happened? We have to congratulate Roman Abramovich and Jose Mourinho. We have to raise them high. We have to worship them in a way that Roman, I wouldn't say Roman. I mean, Roman brought the people, but the idea of Jose Mourinho to incorporate lots of Africans like the Didier Drogba, Michael Essien, John Obi
Exactly.
Mikel,
I was
John,
just about to say that
yeah, John
because
Obi
of
Mikel.
our great African players, like you said, that's why it's mainly because I know that I knew that a long time ago. But I'm still surprised how big a fan base we have
Yeah,
in Africa.
it used to be. It used to be Arsenal. Why? It used to be the greatest. Arsenal used to have the large number before Manchester United. The reason why was because there's one player called Kano Nwankwo. Kano
Kanu,
Nwankwo
yeah,
was
Kanu, yeah.
Nigerian, and then he brought the whole entire Nigeria to Arsenal. So population, almost about half of the Nigerian population at that time were all Arsenal fans until John Mikel Obi,
Exactly.
Sebastian Babayaro. These two players got to, and then also Mikel Obi and these
Essing.
Ivorian players, Asian, all these
Yeah,
players,
Drogba,
Drogba, Christian Achu, this
Solomon
player,
Kalou.
Salomon Kalu, and
We
then
have
also
so
Callum
many.
Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah,
Callum Hudson-Odoi's family back home in Ghana are very huge. All of them are all Chelsea
yeah,
fans, and they're all
yeah.
his friends.
Because
So
of him, yeah. Exactly. I know.
because of these
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
so the
So where
more
did he say he was from? Kalamazoo?
he's a Ghanaian.
Which
He's a
Oh, he's a
Ghanaian, yeah,
okay. He's a
yeah,
Ghanaian.
English
All right.
Canadian. He's English
yeah,
Canadian and he born here, but
yeah.
originally from Ghana. Yeah,
He's originally, yeah.
yeah.
So all these players are bringing in more fans from Africa, and it's a very good thing. Mix up continents, and that's how the fan base grows. Fan base grows very well. I sit here all the time, and I buy replica jerseys from the store, the American branch. What do you call it? The mega store. I buy stuff from the mega store. So all these people are contributing to the development of Chelsea.
And that's all over the world, yeah. We have a
Yeah.
great fan base.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I wouldn't say some UK fans goes on the platform, these platforms, and they talk like we over here don't contribute nothing to the football club. But
No, that's
sometimes I like
rubbish.
to tell them
No,
you
me,
don't
I
know what you're
know.
talking about.
I
See this
know, I
this
know. Yeah,
see this
I know.
all this stuff that I have over here. The soccer
Some people
ball,
talk rubbish.
yeah, all
We
this
can see
soccer
what's
ball.
going on. I mean, it's very clear what's going on.
Yeah,
And
all these things that I have here, the calendar, the
yeah, I
flags, the
know.
soccer ball, all these things were bought from the mega store. And I brought them over here.
Yeah,
I spent a lot of money traveling. I mean, shipping and everything. They're all there. So, we contribute. We contribute a lot to the whatever is going on. But we wish we have a chance to go and watch a game just like those of in UK. But look, not everybody can fit into the stadium. Just about 45,000 people.
Yes, it's not easy to get a ticket either.
Yeah.
Even me, it's hard for me. Before, in the old days, you just queued up. I used to queue all night to get a ticket. Imagine. I used to sleep on the pavement so I could get the FA Cup semi-final ticket.
Wow.
A lot of times. Yes, because it was queue. There wasn't no computers, no or sitter stadiums. It was all standing in those days. You know, and a bigger crowds. The
Nick,
biggest
when we
crowd
talk about the stadium, can you walk us through what does loyalty points mean in the stadium, ticket concept?
loyalty points, yeah. I'm a member myself. Every game I go to,
You get a point.
you get there's categories like game, like Man United is category A. You get less points for United because everyone wants to go. Then you got category B, could be like a smaller club like Brighton.
Brighton, yeah.
West Ham, Brighton.
You get more points for these sort of games. If you go against Chesterfield in the cup,
No, West Ham will not be a character B because it's a London derby.
no, that's an A. I'm saying Brighton.
Yeah.
But if you go to
I said West Ham. Okay.
against Chesterfield in the FA Cup, that's like you get a lot more points. You get 6 points because
And you
most
can
of the
basically
fans-
redeem that for the other games, is it?
Yeah, the more points you get, you have more chance to get a ticket for the big games or any other game.
Oh,
See, they start
All right.
when I go to buy my ticket, I go on the Chelsea ticket office first, and it says you have to have certain points to buy a ticket for this game.
Yeah.
Say like Tottenham in the FA Cup semi-final, it's gonna be crazy. You have to have it's like you have to be going to every single game to get a chance to get a ticket. Unless we have this good thing over here, like I told you before, the ticket exchange. When one supporter, for some reason he can't go to the game, so he sells it back to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Then it goes back to the fans, like me. I'm trying to get a ticket. Even now, I'm trying to get a ticket for Liverpool. There's still a chance. Like against Leeds, I was telling you, you have to go on that ticket exchange to have a chance. But yeah, it's not easy.
Well, we got team news out already. Team news is out.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah.
I don't want to say about. I don't know if it's are you still doing a watch along, VJ?
I'm not doing the watch along today. I'm not doing the watch along today.
Okay. Do you want me to read out the team news for you?
Yes, please. If you want to present the screen, go ahead.
Okay. We have us number one, Kepa Arrizabalaga in there.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
God, sorry.
Kepa Arrizabalaga in Paul Antonio Rudiger is Marcus Alonso, Andres Christensen, Jorginho, Thiago Silva, N'Golo Conte, Mateo Kovacic, Romelu Lukaku, Christian Pulisic, Timo Werner, Ruben.
Ruben shouldn't be there.
Ruben is injured. I don't know what's going on here.
Ruben is. I have to look it. I have to put the FIFA. If I put mine, I'm going to go.
Yeah, Ruben is injured and is going through coronavirus right now, but I don't know why. I don't think this is the starting lineup. Probably these are the booklets of the players that we have. Somebody sent it to me live from the
from England.
From the stadium.
Yeah.
I have my buddy, so I was like, no, I don't think so.
Because I was just speculating like 1 p.m. is okay. 1 p.m. IST is when the game starts.
You know when you go to
10 more
when you
minutes.
go to the stadium, they give you a brochure. Probably this is the brochure.
He's probably looking at the program. That's why.
Yeah, program. Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably looking. The program has the whole squad. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
The first team will come up in the stadium on the screens.
So this is not the starting lineup. Damn,
no, it's not 7:30. 6:30, the teams will go up in the fifth.
That's not it.
That's not it. No.
Yeah.
6:30, we got 10 minutes for the team lineup.
Right.
Yeah, I think the same. Like we've got 10 more minutes for the team lineup.
VJ,
Having said that, guys, predictions.
All right, okay. Let me say this before I give you my score prediction. I gotta go within
Yeah,
next
me
1 minute.
too.
But
Actually,
then
it's been a very yeah, it's
the
been a
long
very
one.
long stream as well. We get
Yeah,
squats 1 hour before the kickoff. Says Anubhav Pandey. Thanks for tuning in, letting us know on that as well. Yes, we will get that 10 minutes
yeah.
post now, like 9 more minutes. And before that, we'll have to close the stream and probably get ready for the game. Yeah, score predictions towards the end. I had the score predictions towards the end. Anubhav says 2-0. Let's start with Blue Clouds Nizion. Your score predictions.
I'm going for a 3-0 Chelsea. I see Romelu Lukaku, putting in a goal, and then also one coming from Christian Pulisic and then Mason Mount. I see them coming in with goals today. But besides that, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Bottom left corner below, your brother will love it. It helps the channel grow every day. So if you're watching this video later on, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. A great guy.
The same goes for my brother there, Nizion as well. Blue Clouds TV, check it out. He's even more active than me when it comes to the channel. He's reaching 1K very quickly. Help him reach that 1K
Yeah,
if possible. Just go ahead to the Blue Clouds TV, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Nizion, for staying in the
it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
coming
Yeah,
onto the channel and
that's a
helping us
video
out.
early. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
I
Your
will
prediction
look
was
up your
3-0,
channel.
right?
Yeah. Nick Blue, what do you say?
I said I will look up your channel as well.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Take care. Take care, man. Take
Yeah,
care, man.
take care, yeah.
All right.
Nizion, your prediction was 3-0, right?
3-0, absolutely. 3-0.
All right. Nick Blue, your prediction?
Yeah, I'll say 2-0. 2-0. 2 goals for Lukaku. That's what I'll be saying.
All right, 2 goals for Lukaku. A Lukaku double, says Nick Blue. My score prediction for the game is 1-0. I'm being conservative here. I don't want to. I'm trying to be a bit of a realist here because the Brighton team's defense has been, predominantly good historically. So I think it will be a 1-0 win for Chelsea. We'll probably scrap a win, and I think we can do that. We've got that capability. We've got Boniface Mukenya, who says nice match. He is actually watching the stream from Facebook. Thank you, all the Facebook watchers as well. We've got a lot of watchers from Facebook as well who tuned in to the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in from Facebook. We will have the post-match review the same way tomorrow, 10 p.m. IST, which is like the same time as that of what I started today. So wait for the that particular post-match reactions. It will be amazing, I hope, and hopefully we can take it from there. Thank you all for tuning in. Nick Blue, a special thanks for you for joining in and helping us with the starting lineup. But until next time, this is VJ signing off. You guys have a great